Welcome to another episode of Eating While Broke. Today I have a personal friend, executive producer of Wildin' Out, NILE Evans, here joining us, spilling the tea on what life was like from the beginning all the way to executive producing of Wildin' Out. What are we cooking today?
Today we're cooking eggs and toast, old school, broke classic for me. You know, I still eat it to this day, but I love it. And this was the get through meal, you know, through all of my life.
Yes, and it's definitely affordable. I think this whole meal out of pocket was exactly $5.
Boom, $5.
And it definitely can last you a couple meals.
All day long. I can eat this all day long. I can eat it every meal. Breakfast for dinner.
Yeah, and another note is that when we were talking about doing this show, I remember you talking about hack-in-the-box tacos and all the shortcuts by just eating fast food, but this actually priced out to be cheaper than hack-in-the-box.
Yeah, it does. It does. You know, hack-in-the-box, you gotta, you know, they make it. So you can go in there, boom, get your 2 tacos for $1 and you're good. But this requires you to have, you know, something to make it on. So I think hack-in-the-box is on the go broke. Mm-hmm. This is in the house broke.
All right, so walk us through the ingredients.
All right, so you got your toast, your semi-whole wheat toast, because you don't want the whole wheat grainy stuff. One, it's gonna cost you too much. You know, you don't wanna spend $4 for a loaf of grainy, nutty ass bread. Yeah. So you get the almost wheat. Then we have our eggs, you know, brown, free range, I'm sure. We don't really care, they're just eggs. Hopefully there's not a baby chicken off in there. Yeah. So we're making balut. No, that's a Filipino joke. Anyway, so we got our cheese, you know, it looks like it's prepackaged mixed. That's like the Mexican in the bag cheese. Whatever cheese you rock with, whether it's, you know, American, whether it's government, whether it's Monterey Jack, whatever you're rocking with, that's, you know, that requires you not to have to grate for an hour. Yeah. You know what I mean? Yeah. Any kind of green sauce for me, so the variation on this is tacos. Mm-hmm. So if, let's say you don't have any bread, my household, we always have tortillas. Tortillas, throw a little grease in the pan, boom, crisp them up, and now you got egg tacos. So eggs on toast, eggs on tacos.
You're from the Bay, right?
Actually, I'm originally from LA.
Oh, you are?
I'm originally from LA.
How are you?
I'm OG LA, which makes me almost Mexican. Okay. So you know, hopefully I'm not gonna get canceled for saying that I'm almost Mexican. It's just a joke. Yeah. And so, you know, I've lived around Latino culture for a long time, and everywhere you go in LA is tacos. So, you know, nothing better than an egg taco if it's not gonna be on toast.
Okay.
Yeah.
So why don't you whip us up some breakfast?
Cool.
Essentially, that's what we're having, and I forgot the salt and pepper, so we're gonna be.
Wow.
I don't know how I forgot.
Wow, no seasoning, huh?
No seasoning.
That's what we doing while eating while broke.
We're gonna rely
That's
on this
broke eating right there when there's no seasoning. Okay.
I know. So we're just doing an egg scramble. Can I get the tortilla since I've never had a tortilla?
You want to rock with the tortilla?
Yeah, I want to.
Let's do it. Do you have any grease?
The butter?
No. I mean, you don't really make tortillas with butter. We can though. I can do that because we're broke.
Do it.
That's what we're gonna do. But it's all good.
You know, we could pause if we could get the oil for you.
I mean,
we could get some oil.
That would help.
Would you want that?
A seasoning? That could help too.
You know, we're gonna take a quick break. You guys get your commercials during this break. We're back from finding the salt, pepper, oil, and all the missing ingredients for Nile's cooking meal for today.
All of a sudden, we have salt.
We have salt and pepper, which is very embarrassing on my part. So while you whip up these eggs, and ironically, we are taping in the morning, so this is my second breakfast of the day, everybody.
There we go.
But luckily, it's a breakfast that I'm accustomed to eating.
Yeah. So right now, I'm heating up the. I'm gonna heat up this pan so that we can quickly fry these tortillas because it only takes a second to get them crisp. We're gonna do that. while that's happening, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna whisk up some of these eggs. So get a little crack on the eggs.
And while you're doing that, I'm just curious. When we were talking about doing this episode, I know we went back and forth on what your meal was going to be.
Yes.
And we talked about eating fast food, which I've done plenty of times. Mm-hmm. And then we ended up with this. This was your main go-to. What memories were you taken back to where this was your main go-to?
This goes back to me and my mom living in South Central LA. You know what I mean? That's where I originally grew up in the 80s. And, you know, she would always make breakfast for dinner. And I didn't know that it was because we didn't really have much. Mm-hmm. But we always had eggs. We always had some bread. So, you know, that's what we did. So,
and you never got sick of it? Clearly.
No, I could eat that. I could eat that breakfast, lunch, and dinner all day, every day, till this day, because it's a light meal. It's easy. You know what I mean? If you take out the toast, it's low carb. You know what I mean? So you throw a little whisk. That's my whisk. Some people just do that, and when they do it, I'm like, "What are you doing?"
And you don't add milk and all the other stuff. I hate when people add that stuff.
You
I
can.
don't like it. No.
Some people add, you know, sour cream to make them creamy. I saw that on a cooking show, and I was like, oh, that's how you make them fluffy like that, and they kind of clump up a little different. But I go right for this. But you gotta throw a little salt in here. Mm-hmm. Some people do it after. I do it now. Little salt, little pepper. Mm-hmm. I usually like to use the ground pepper because I like that peppery taste right there. Hit the whisk. Check over here. I feel like this is coming along right here.
You don't throw the green sauce into the little mix? That's
into
after.
This?
That's after. Okay, that was a dumb question. That was a dumb question.
You want to put hot sauce in the eggs?
Right there.
Yeah, because you must not cook. This isn't your thing.
I don't use hot sauce.
You don't?
I don't use hot sauce.
You don't use it ever?
Ever, not really ever. No, I'm from New York though. I think that's just a LA thing. LA is the tacos and.
You don't eat fried chicken. You don't put hot sauce on it.
No.
Oh, you're.
I'll maybe put some honey on it. Feels like Popeyes.
Some honey. What?
Anyways, this isn't about me.
It's gonna be about you in a minute.
How do you go from South Central to executive producer of Wildin' Out?
You get out of South Central. You know, I think that was the main thing. Was getting out of South Central. My mother in the 80s had an aunt that lived in the Bay Area. I went up there for the summer to spend with my cousin, and it was just completely different. You know, I didn't have to worry about getting shot. I didn't have to worry about gangsters. So my mother let me live up there for a little while. So I got out of the Bay, ended up going to school there, moved back and forth a little bit. And then I went to college. And, when I was going to college, my uncle was doing the Jamie Foxx show. Mm-hmm. When I was in high school. In high school, he was doing Martin. And then he created the Jamie Foxx show. So I was like, oh man, look what he's doing. I want to do that. Yeah. And so.
Would you go see him on set or something?
Yeah, I would go down to the set of Martin and Jamie Foxx show, and then I went to college for a couple of years, dropped out, and then he said, "Yo, do you want to finish school?" I said, "Nah." He's like, "'Cause I'll pay for you to finish school." I was like, "Nah." He says, "Well, you want to come work?" I said, "Yeah." So I came down back to LA and started working on the Jamie Foxx show as a production assistant.
Wow.
Yeah. So.
How old were you then?
I was, 20.
Wow.
I think I was 20, something like that. And then.
And what was your mom's thoughts when you were like, I'm gonna drop out and?
Well, it was a financial thing, It was a financial thing. So, I'm gonna need some other tools. Do you have any tongs? We don't need them.
No.
Okay, you don't have any tongs in the kitchen.
Now, ironically, another thing is,
interesting.
We do. They're in the back.
Boom.
I've never fried a taco or fried anything.
You've never fried
I've
anything?
never even fried chicken.
Cool. Boom.
So this is all a learning.
Then you bring another one in just to start it to save time.
Just so you guys know, I just watched him put heated vegetable oil, then he put the tortillas in and folded them like a taco.
Boom. So this is gonna happen really, really fast. So boom.
Now, will that make the shells crispy?
A little bit, and that's what I like. So
I've
I like
never seen this done in real life, ever. This is my first time.
Now, if you notice what this looks like, it looks like that place we talked about that has 99 cents tacos, right? So it looks kind of similar, right?
Oh, yeah, it does.
Right.
I can't believe I just learned how to make tacos.
Yeah. Is your man from LA?
No, he's from Detroit.
Oh, that's why. Because that would probably be a requirement if he was from LA. You know, it's like, oh, you don't make tacos? Oh, well, we're going to have a hard time being together in life. So he's from Detroit, so he doesn't really have taste for anything, right?
I don't know. They have.
What do they eat in Detroit?
Coney Island. It's like, to me, it's like the gangster Denny's.
Why does Detroit have Coney Island, which is I've never understood that.
I never understood it, but all I know is that if you go on Instagram and you like type in Coney Island, you'll see a lot of deadly crimes.
Coney Island is a hot dog.
No, that's in New York.
No, Coney Island in Detroit is a hot dog place.
No, I think it's like a Denny's.
I'm not asking you, I'm telling you.
Oh, have you been to it?
Yeah, I've been to Detroit many a time.
They serve different things.
Yeah, but at Coney Island, they have it's called Coney Island because of the hot dog.
Oh, I didn't know that.
So they serve the hot dog.
I thought it was like Denny's.
It's called a Coney.
I honestly
look at you learning stuff on your show.
I'm learning.
Look at that. How many tacos you want?
I want 2.
You want 2? Boom. I'm gonna go 1 more.
I'm excited for these. I now officially know how to cook tacos. So you're on the Jamie Foxx show.
I'm on the Jamie Foxx show. My uncle says, yo, I got a call from Will Smith. He's got this kid, and he's super talented. He wants to do a TV show with this guy, 16-year-old kid named Nick Cannon. We go see him do stand-up. He's amazing, brilliant, smart kid. My uncle says, and so me and Nick hit it off. We're 2 young guys. Nick's 16, 17 years old. I'm 20. You know what I mean? So he's like, I'm like big brother. And so, and I'm always around because I work on the show while we're developing this thing. So let me turn this off. So we get to, what do I do with this? I don't know. We'll figure it out. All right, I'm turning that off and put that over here. Boom. Now we're gonna start on these eggs. Now, if you wanna get fancy, this is what you do. Hit that with a little salt while they're still a little wet. Put a little extra flavor on it.
Put salt on the tacos.
No, these are not the tacos, these are the tortillas.
Tortillas.
You are not from LA.
I am from New York all the way.
The taco doesn't happen until we done tacoed.
Oh, okay.
So, for the sake of time,
touch these tortillas.
It's going down, trust me. So, that's gonna happen. Warming this up. I only fool with real butter.
Yeah, you were very, very strict about it. I honestly I didn't know there was such thing as real butter until you were like, I need real butter.
It's gotta be butter. It can't be spread. It can't be some sort of margarine or some sort of canola oil. Get down. No, not gonna do it.
It has to be real butter.
It has to be real butter.
I want to taste the difference.
Because I slather the butter on the bread. Like, I don't just go, scrape. Like, I'm like corner to corner, we got to have this. And then I'm gonna show you another little technique just to make it taste a little better on top of that. Let me get this warm. So, back to the story. Nick is 16, 17. We are doing this project, working on this project. Nick and Will have some creative differences. They split apart. But me and Nick, we remain friends. Later on in life, a couple years later, he's doing drumline. He's got a record deal. He says, hey, man, I know you want to write, but I need somebody to come on the road with me. And I'm like, yo, man, I'm a writer. Like, I'm trying to get on as a writer. He's like, look, here's the deal. Come on the road with me. We're gonna travel the world. He says, give me like 2 years, and I promise you, I'll create something, and we'll get on.
How old was he then when he's saying all this to you?
20. He's at the time probably 21.
Wow.
He had just done Drumline, just got the record deal. Maybe he's 23. I don't know. I can't remember. It's so long ago. So
you take the chance? You do it?
So I had just got laid off of a job, and he called literally the next day, and I was like, wow, that was ironic.
Yeah.
So I go on the road. I don't come home for a month.
What were you doing? Like just a music tour?
Kind of like road managing. You know what I mean? It was like I was road manager, security. I was everything. You know what I mean? I was like taking care of the schedule, and I was his stylist for a while. Like I was doing a little bit of everything. But the dope part about it was, you're traveling the world on someone else's dime with your friend. Yeah. Like he's not even paying for it. The record label's paying for it. So, and that was the first place I ever made any real money. Like I remember I came home and I had a check. I had like checks. I had like $40,000 of checks, and I was like, and I like.
How old were you then?
I'm
20.
I don't know.
25,
I'm 25,
26?
but I've never invoiced.
Yeah, yeah.
So like invoice is weird. You send out this invoice for the first time. You like they're not gonna pay me this.
Yeah.
And I was like, because I'm used to getting a little hourly rate somewhere, and I'm like, they're not gonna pay me that. And the lady at the record label, Nikki Benjamin, she was like, I'll just do your invoice because I didn't know how to do an invoice. So she's doing the invoices, and she's like, and so I'm just working and getting the clothes and doing all this stuff, and I come home and I got like $40,000, and I'm like, whoa, like this entertainment money is real. Like this is crazy, right?
Yeah.
And so we were on the road for about maybe 2.5 years, and then I had a kid. And I said, I'm not going to be on the road if I have a kid. So I came off the road. Well, before that, Nick pitched the show Wildin' Out. Well, he didn't pitch it. We went and shot it. So we went and shot a version of Wildin' Out. And we went and
and you guys did it grassroots, right? You rented a club. You did a piece.
Rented a club, much like what you're doing here. Rented a spot. Rented the Comedy Union. Shout out to Enz Mitchell for letting us do that. We rented out the Comedy Union. He rented out the Comedy Union, and we shot a pilot. We shot a presentation pilot. Shot a full episode. Loon was that's how long ago it was. Loon, who was a Bad Boy artist, was the special guest on the show. Kevin Hart was a cast member.
That was before Kevin was.
He was the little short guy named Kevin. He wasn't Kevin Hart really. You know what I mean? So Kevin Hart was a cast member at the time, and he was kind of still doing Nick a favor.
Too, right?
He did the pilot, and when we did the second pilot, so they gave us money to do a real pilot. By then, Soul Plane had hit, so he was a bigger name, and so Kevin was our special guest for the pilot, which is super dope.
Yeah.
Just even as a story, it's just amazing. And so, we sent it to MTV, and they had ordered 8 episodes, and we were on, and that was how it started. And I came off the road. I was like, this is what I want to do. This is it. And that's when Dorian came on. And so.
And I met you guys right around that time.
Right around that time.
Because Nick had did Celebrity High right when Wild 'N Out had first came out.
Yep.
And you guys had a office in the MTV on the buying lot or somewhere.
Yeah, we had
going out there.
A
Yeah.
bunch of little office places, So back to this. I'm gonna probably drop these. I feel like it's warm enough.
Yeah.
You know what? We might need another egg.
Go ahead, fill us up.
We might. Oh, I was about to do something all the way wrong.
What?
I was about to crack this over here because I'm not thinking because I'm doing an interview at the same time. Multitask. All right, so this is almost hot.
So you want to get the pan nice and hot?
You want to get it nice and hot because these are going to come off quick. It's not going to take long.
So you like your eggs extra fluffy?
I just like them scrambled.
Yeah.
Boom.
Some people like their eggs so fluffy it doesn't even look cooked. I'm one of those people. I like to know my eggs are cooked.
Yeah, I mean, it just depends on, I don't like them. I don't like them super hard, and I don't like them. I just like them. You'll see how I make them.
Okay,
Boom.
yeah.
There we go.
I'm
All
gonna
right.
be the judge of this whole meal today.
Boom. There it is. So we got tortillas, so we're ready for that. We got this cooking. We'll get these eggs going, which won't take too long.
So you went on the road with Nick.
Yes.
Okay. Then after the road, you guys decide you're gonna do the pilot for Wildin' Out. It gets picked up. I can't imagine that there was no hiccups on the way.
I mean,
It was just seamless. You didn't blow your 40 grand. There was.
No, I mean, I was at that point, I was kind of like, I was still struggling. You know what I mean? I think the biggest hiccup, I would say, I wouldn't call it a hiccup, was, so I'm getting on the road money. So I'm getting money from being road manager. Now, when I have a kid, I say, I'm not going to do the road. So about 40% of my income goes away.
Yeah.
And now I have this show that may or may not come back. So now I'm in risky time. I'm like, I don't know if we're gonna get a season 2.
Yeah, that's how I always think.
I don't know if we're gonna get a season 2.
What'd you do? Did you like save like a little?
I mean, when you're in entertainment, you have to save money. Yeah. So you might get a little chunk, but you gotta save it, and because you're not gonna get a weekly check.
Yeah.
So if you're not getting a weekly check, you might get a lump sum, and you gotta make that stretch until the next show or whatever else you're doing. So it's a risky time. Yeah. So, and I got a kid, you know what I mean? So it's definitely a risky time. So I'm gonna put these off right here. While this is going, I am going to put this here. I'm gonna drop said toast. Hopefully it's not too toasty and burns. So I'm gonna lighten it up, make it light skin toast. Where was I?
You were talking about the
stretching your money.
Yeah.
So yeah, you got to stretch your money. So there were times where, I have a kid, and whether they're gonna do season 2 or not, I'm like, okay, I got a little bit of money, but things are thin.
Are you thinking backup plan, day job?
Nah.
Never once.
Nah, you know why? Because what I learned about trying to have a backup plan is you're not focused on the one thing. It's like, I'm doing production. I'm gonna be a writer. I'm gonna do something in this business. Like, if you have a backup plan, like, you're gonna fall back on that.
Yeah.
I was like, I'm all in. I gotta do something. Like, there's no, I'm gonna work at FedEx, Taco Bell, whatever. Now, it's always good to have a side hustle. Yeah. But I think everyone should have a side hustle. But
like, you have Candle Crack.
Yeah. I started a candle company.
That's considered.
It is. It's considered a side hustle. So I started a candle company. I was writing a book about 100 essential things that make you a grown ass man, and that's the name of the book. And it's yet to be put out. But in the book, I say every man should have candles in his house.
Why?
Because one, dudes' houses, you've been to a guy's house before. Yeah. One, they don't always smell good.
My husband always kept candles, by the way.
Right, that's how he bagged you. So my thing is like this: what dude, when you walk in, has 5 candles lit? If a dude has 5 candles lit, it should just be like automatic, like, oh, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I gotta give him some. Yeah. Like, it's like, what dude does that? Okay. And I was like, I want to be that what dude. Okay. That when they come into my house, they go, oh, it smells so fresh. Yeah. What does that tell a woman? Oh, I feel comfortable. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, I'm comfortable. This is nice. The house is clean. It smells good. I can get comfortable.
You just dropped major game right there.
This is what it's all about. Cool. Toast is ready. Light-skinned toast.
Light-skinned. Okay.
See, not burnt. Light-skinned toast. So, I started this. So, I used to buy candles, and candles are expensive. Yeah, they are. And so I took a class and learned how to make them. A $60 class. I learned how to make them, And that was it. I posted the ones that I made on Instagram. It went crazy, and that was it. And I got some labels made and started a company.
And that was, now you would say that's more of a hobby than a side hustle, or?
Both. It's a hobby that can make money, so it's a side hustle hobby. So I always feel like this. You should always do something that makes you happy, and if you can monetize that, that's even better. Like, people go to work all the time and they hate their job.
Yeah.
Like, these cameramen, they love what they do because this is the business that they probably always wanted to be in. You're not a cameraman because you go, oh man, I couldn't find anything else. This is what you want to do. Either you want to direct or you want to do whatever. Now, I have to note on this eggs and toast, you go to the edge with the butter. You don't just...
There's overhead cam. Show the overhead cam. All
boom,
that butter.
to the edge. You don't just hit it, slop, boom. It's got to be moist on every corner because, you know, the corners and the edges are the parts that are a little dry.
Super dry.
Well, we're going to wet them up. So you hit them all the way to the corner so that every bite is the right bite.
I feel like if you ever made a sandwich, I would want to eat all your sandwiches.
Let me tell you something, you would. So I want you to take that piece of toast. Boom, that's your piece of toast. Now, this is what people don't know about seasoning. The butter is seasoned because it has salt in it. Now, you want to give it a little extra?
Oh my gosh.
Now you're going to make it taste better. Now, if you want to go for it, you go for it.
I'm good. That's enough salt for me.
Cool. So, I'm about flavor, you know. So, I'm going to make these little egg tostadas. That's about the amount of egg that I like because I like to put a little fold off on it.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
You want to deal your eggs or
No,
how
you could do it.
Boom.
I'm more excited about these tacos.
Okay. So we got enough for tacos too. So we're going to go to the tacos now. Grab your tortilla.
Yes. Oh, it is
Grab one.
crispy.
It is a little crispy,
Okay,
see?
okay.
That's how you get down. Boom. I like to taste the tortilla.
I can take some of the egg off this toast and put it in my toast.
Girl, am I
Put
cooking or you?
So much egg in my toast.
It's just egg. You don't like eggs?
No, I'm just saying I won't be able to fold the bread.
You don't have to fold the bread. You can make a tostada. So that's about the right amount for me because I like to stretch them because I like the flavor of the tortilla.
You're a big guy, so how many eggs do you have to eat to get full?
You know, the goal now, don't eat till you get full. And when you get older, you start learning, don't eat till you get full. That's how people get fat. That's why Americans are so fat now, because we're trained to eat till we get full.
So what happens if you don't get full? You just...
Then you'll live.
Oh, okay.
You'll live.
Okay.
That's what'll happen.
Okay.
You'll live.
Okay.
If you eat till you're full every time, your metabolism slows down. That's what I learned at an older age. So I'm going for 2 tacos. You want another one? You
I'm
good?
good with the one. This is enough.
So boom, take the green sauce, shake that. Gotta shake it because sometimes it'll, vinegar starts separating. You gotta do that. Now you're not a salsa person, so you're not gonna really delve in. Boom, hit that, bam.
That's hot sauce though, right?
Yeah, it's hot sauce, but it ain't that hot. Boom, you hit that. Now,
That's a lot.
the less eggs you use, the more tacos you can make. Boom.
Put it on
Get off in there. So what are we gonna jump into first? Are we gonna jump into the
Let's go tacos first.
Boom. Tacos first?
Tacos first.
Let's
I'm all
do it.
excited about these.
Let's do it.
Here we go.
All right. Boom.
Cheers.
Cheers. Bing.
Oh my God.
Oh man, amazing.
I'm gonna do this all the time.
That's the game right there.
And the longer you leave them in there, the crispier they get.
Yeah, but you don't want them too hard. Now, you want to spice it up?
Oh yeah, we got cheese.
Throw a
Yeah.
little cheese on there. I don't necessarily like to melt my cheese because it takes away from the flavor of the cheese. But I could eat these just like this all day.
Yo, I think I see the value of the real butter.
Yes, for real. It makes the eggs better, everything.
It's delicious. I could eat this all day being broke.
All day.
All day.
How much do tortillas cost? $2, if that?
$2 if that.
Eggs, boom. and you on. You
So-
should be able to eat forever.
I know we're limited on time. I have to ask. I see you post a lot on Instagram. You always posting super gems. What are some gems you could leave people that are trying to get into the entertainment business?
Let's see, a good gem. You got to want it. You got to be able to take failure. You got to be able to bounce back off of failure. The hard part about now is you got all these Instagrammers and you don't have to audition to get on the internet. You're on.
No. But you're also competing against a lot of people.
So what? If you make a lane, no one's really competing with you.
Yeah.
No one's taking away from you. No one's taking your job. When you have to audition for that job.
Yeah.
You're not auditioning to be the funniest cook person. We can have 1,000 cook people on Instagram.
Yeah.
So there's a lane for everybody. But a lot of these people, they see instant fame and then they go, oh, I got to come to Hollywood and they're going to tell me no? I got to audition?
Yeah.
Half of these Instagrammers, they won't come audition for nothing.
You don't ever see them audition for Wildin' Out?
They do. They'll audition once, but they won't come back because they're like, I'm on over here. I don't need that. And I go, all right, maybe you do, maybe you don't.
Yeah.
But it just depends on what kind of star you want to be.
Yeah.
Most Instagrammers don't become movie stars or like right off the bat. You got to come through TV.
Yeah. But I also think the digital platforms are just as hard because when you get the influencers in here, they work a crazy amount of hours just to get the results that they get.
I guess, yeah. I mean, it's all a grind. It's all a grind. It's the grind you're willing to put up. But what people nowadays don't want rejection. They don't want to hear no. They don't want to have to get up and try again because it's too easy for them. They just go, you know what? I got a phone plan. I'm on. Now I just got to do something stupid enough or funny enough to build a following.
Yeah.
You know, and then get a check from it, hopefully.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But when you go to TV, you go do a movie, you're going to get paid.
Yeah.
That's the difference.
Between, that's true.
And you know what? When you get on TV, then people will follow you.
That's true. That's true. That's true.
That's how it works.
That's true. In regards to your book, what inspired you to do the book, The 100? What is it, The 100?
It's 100 essential things that make you a grown man. I went to a friend of mine's house, and I was like, yo, man, it's hot in here. Can I get some water? And he did exactly what you did. He served me water in a mug. And I said, this is a ceramic thing that's for heat. This is supposed to be coffee. This is what goes in here, not cold-ass water. What is that? What is that? Evian? I don't know.
No, I agree with you. I would be so disgusted if someone served me water in a cup.
What I noticed about some of my friends were either they didn't grow up with a dad or they didn't grow up with a dope uncle or somebody to tell them like, yo, man, take the posters off your wall. You're 30. Yeah. You know? And so I started writing this book about like etiquette and things that men should do. Like, you know, make sure there's candles in your house. Yeah. Make sure you have a box of a variety pack of, you know, feminine products in your bathroom. What if she spends the night and forgets? Do you want to go get them? Or if you go, yo, there's some stuff down there for you if you need it.
Wow.
Like, that's game.
Yeah.
Make sure you have hand towels so that people can wash their hands. Like, the simple things that women would go, oh, most dudes don't do this. Have 2 suits. You know what I mean? Like, to me, this is just a personal thing. I'm not drinking a cocktail through a straw. Because what do I look like doing this?
Well, you're a man, yeah. No.
I don't wear lip gloss.
Yeah.
And not, you know, shout out to people who, you know, men that do wear lip gloss, it's all good. And maybe you need to do that, but I don't want to be like this. No. So what's your name? No. That's just not how I present myself. I present as masculine. Yeah. So that's who I'm going to be. And I think that that's okay in a world where it's sometimes not okay to be masculine.
I think that book is such a dope book, and there's such a huge need for it. I didn't even know about it till you just mentioned that. When will it be out?
Well, now, because I've had to talk about it, now the pressure is on
the
me to
pressure
put it back
is
out.
on.
Yeah, so It's done. I just have to format it and just put it out there. You know what I mean? So
and you probably could get it where, on like Amazon or something?
wherever I drop it.
Wherever
I don't know if I'm gonna go to my agency and try to do it through them, or if I'm gonna do it through, independent.
And as an executive producer, you have an agency?
Yeah,
Really? You have your own agent?
yeah.
I
I'm
didn't
with
know that.
ICM.
I didn't know that's how
I know.
it
I'm with
works.
Charlemagne's agent.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. Yeah.
What?
What do you think? You're just actors or talent?
Yeah,
We didn't even eat your toast.
No, because all I cared about was the tacos. You're so juicy.
This is good. Look at that.
You can taste the difference between real butter.
Butter's the game.
I'm never, ever eating fake butter again. For our
That's the game.
listeners, just so you know when you go to a restaurant and you want to eat all the butter and slather it on the toast real thick, and you don't know the difference between that butter and the butter at your house, I think it's this. They use real butter.
Real butter.
Real butter.
Real butter. Yep.
That's why I always want to eat it when I'm out. Anyways, thank you for another great episode of Eating While Broke. Taking time out your busy schedule. I know you have to go to, where you got to go after this?
I gotta do Martin reunion call.
Look at that, a Martin reunion call. All right, well, thank you so much for your time.
Anytime.
All right.
I got you. I'm gonna finish this though.
All right, and then for our listeners, if you have a broke dish, please feel free to DM, Instagram, Eating While Broke, at Eating While Broke, or with Colleen. We'd love to hear some of your Eating While Broke stories. So that's it. Peace out.